There was someone I was coaching that led a major turnaround that saved their company a lot of money. Her engagement scores for her team were going up. So on the surface, on the numbers, everything looked amazing. And she was really recognized for those results. The problem was her peers avoided her. And her key stakeholders didn't trust her because they didn't feel like she was very collaborative. So when the chance came for a promotion, she was really upset that she didn't get it. And it was because the value of these peer and stakeholder relationships that weren't necessarily within her team. So the mistake around this is, believing that those key metrics, KPIs, results alone are going to define leadership strength. So great results can hide other risks that aren't immediately obvious unless you know the person or you've tried to work with the person in a situation. And so that can really, for the employees, compromise your long-term career growth.
And so were the other risks all relational? Like she was so focused that she missed the relational?
Partially, yeah. She thought leadership success was really about setting a high standard for her team, supporting her team through that, and protecting them
Mm,
from other influences.
okay.
So she didn't realize that that protection she was putting around her team was actually too strong and making her be less respected by her peers and stakeholders that were critical stakeholders in leadership. So, the results were great, but people were sort of so-so about her
Hmm.
beyond her team. Her team loved her.
Yeah, I could see how the team would love her. Uh, and I think that's like that's again like the balance because you do want to protect your people,
Mhm.
but you can't be so difficult in protecting them that you're basically getting excluded.
Right. It's finding a balance, between that advocacy and support and the collaboration with peers.
I think sometimes also 'cause I've seen similar things. I think one of the lines that managers miss sometimes is you still have to see people honestly. Like, they think
Mm.
protecting their team, it's wrapped up with loyalty and not admitting when, like, maybe, like, the team didn't do something exactly right. Even if it was accidental that they didn't do something right, or if they just flat out screwed something up. And I've seen, like, some managers, come in and, not able to I don't know if individually they could recognize it, and they were just not willing to, like, publicly recognize it, not willing to publicly look like they were admitting that there was any aspect of their team that was flawed, or if they, like, literally were completely missing it because they so strongly identified with their team that they just like, you can become so strongly identified with a group that you become fragile in terms of being able to take feedback. Because when you strongly identify, any insult feels like a personal punch in the gut. And so I'm not sure, like, where this person would land, and I think both scenarios are possible, like, you could be doing it because it actually hurts you to have somebody external, like, indicate anything negative, or you could be doing it because, like, you do not want to be seen as visually not loyal to your particular people. And and so, and and you probably have to figure that out because in the first case, if it's because you're getting hurt so much, like, that's hard because 'cause you're actually filtering out information because you identify so strongly, and you have to, like you're gonna have a gut reaction to anything that's said, and you probably just need to, like, uh, come back and be like, "Okay, I know I'm super sensitive about anything about my team, and so I need to, like, take a step back and, like, really find whether or not they have a point." Like, sometimes I have that conversation in my head because, whether it's because I'm protective of somebody or because I don't like the person who's giving me advice, and I'll, like, be like, "Okay, do they have a point?"
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the more important thing is to actually grow. and be better. And so if it's the first and you find that you're just like really sensitive, you gotta step back and do that. And then the second thing I think is you also need to make sure that you have more diversity in terms of like the groups that you find really important, because this group has become way too important to you. Like
Yeah.
you need more multiple dimensions of your identity if one is causing you to feel that level of pain. Because everybody has bad days, and it's good when you can go to a different group and have it happen where they feel like, okay, I had a bad day at work, but people actually do like me, and I am
Yeah.
actually good at these other things. Helps like
Mhm.
rebalance you. And then, in the other case where it's like visibility and loyalty, well, you can still be visibly loyal, but still be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I see it, like my team, I'm focusing on the screw up because that's where I think probably this transpired, where like people were like, "Oh, I don't really want to get involved in this because it's a hornet's nest." Um, and so, when working with other people, external stakeholders to like your department, and they're coming at you because there's some sort of problem within your department. So it's basically putting you between the people you think you're supposed to protect and the people you're also supposed to be working with, but you're not responsible for.
Mhm.
You know, i I think you can have an, "Okay, I get it. How can we fix it?" Like, be more constructive or be more curious. And when you show that it's not that I'm gonna come after my own team members and be mad because somebody external had a valid point and we weren't our best. Instead, you're like, "Okay, we didn't do our best. I understand why we got there. How can we actually do better going forward?" And instead, it's much more of like a cooperative conversation and a supportive conversation, but like the underlying theme is we're going to take feedback that's real and relevant, and we're going to try to actually become even better than what we already are.
Yeah, it's like the responsibility, the definition of responsibility for this person was super high. Like, responsible for her team, right? Like there's also, I think, a level of perfectionism that kinda comes into play as well. Like, these results speak for me and my identity and who I am, and so, I'm proud of these results. I'm proud of what I've done, what my team has done. Um, there may also be a bit of hyper independence, when it comes to peers. So, um, unpacking why is that there, right? Is there a lack of trust? If there is, what is driving that?
And
So
is it a lack of trust that stems from the organization, or is it a lack of trust that you're carrying baggage from
other
your
things in
life?
life, yes, is exactly where I was going. We're on the same page because there are people that their personality is to be hyper independent, and that's okay. It's just in again situationally how does it work? How do you kind of break down these barriers if you're great at what you do and you want that promotion? You have to start thinking about how to do things differently. And that's hard if you are a pretty, hyper independent person, if you are, feeling like results need to be perfect for you to get ahead. Like those are things that will drive you to, behave a certain way.